People is pleased to present 40 Days 40 Fintechs, an initiative under its Include Everyone program, as it continues to lead the way in advocacy for the creation and dissemination of technology that enables financial inclusivity. The 40 Days 40 Fintechs is shining a spotlight on those that are breaking down digital barriers and bringing millions more on the continent into the transactional space and transforming their lives for the better.
My name is Emmanuel Emodek. I'm the team lead at ChapChap Africa. Our vision at ChapChap is to bring small businesses into a digital age and enable financial inclusion for them and the customers that they serve. And we are planning the next 10 years to engage and propel 15 small businesses to bring them to a level of where they can sustain themselves. What ChapChap basically stands for is commerce for everyone. Now, it's very important to understand when we say what's a small business, because many people have defined what a small business is in detail, especially people with their PhDs have mentioned to us, written documents about what a small business is. But in real sense, what is a small business? A small business, to the person who is running it, it means schooling for their children. It means feeding their children. It means shelter for their children. That's what it means. And we have met so many small business owners and we have mentioned big names like, do you know Billy Gates? And they have no idea who it is. And we ask them, why are you doing this? Why are you running these businesses? It's because they want to support their loved ones. Now, why we come into existence and why we want to digitize these businesses is because we want to include them, to be able for them to access all the services that are in the market. For example, micro and small medium enterprises, despite the fact that they contribute heavily to the employment in the country. They employ 2.5 million people in Uganda in the sector. They contribute about 30% to the GDP, but they're not recognized. When they go out to a bank and they sought for a loan, they're asked too many questions. They need to have collateral, which many of them don't have, so they're able to access. If they try to access formal financial markets, like for example, what ChapChap provides them is an opportunity that in 5 minutes they're able to tap into extending financial services like mobile money. They can be able to do withdraw and deposit. They can do bill payments, and all what they need is an application, a $5, and a KYC, a simple KYC. They don't have to have a bank account, and they're able to actually start running business. Today, we have onboarded about 17,000 businesses since we started. These are just 3 years in business. And what has this done? By introducing these digital lines of business in their day-to-day activities, what we have done is that we have created credible financial profiles for these businesses, which has indirectly opened for them credit opportunities. And these businesses today have been able to tap into these financial institutions to be able to access credit. If you want to access mobile money right now as a service, 90% of businesses will fail to access it because they do not have formal documents. One of the requirements is that they have to have a bank account that has operated for 6 months. Now, many of them will not check that box. Many of them will have to be registered. So many of them will not check that box. Many of them have to raise at least minimum $400 to be able to access the lines. What we have done together with the telecom partnership is that we have been able to aggregate and lower all these requirements close to zero, so that the uptake of these solutions is much higher. Now today, if you want to run a mobile money business or a bill payment solution in this country through the ChapChap platform, it will take you 5 minutes to be onboarded. And you know that the vice is different. Yes. So that's what we are doing. We are saying that there should be inclusion for everyone. Which, if we lay a level ground, we are going to eliminate too many things that hinder businesses from participating. 40 days, 40 fintechs has made a big difference for us as an organization, and I think for the industry itself. In what way? Developing a product is the easiest bit. Marketing the product is the hardest and most expensive. If right now we went across all the tech organizations here and they basically brought out their financials, you'll actually see they have less spend on marketing. Why? Because first of all, we cannot afford the mainstream media. If you look at the kind of market we are servicing, we are servicing the low-income people. We are opening up markets for them. If you charge them high, they shy away from the product. So you have to charge them low. Now, if I'm charging them low, if I walked over to a media organization, I said I want to run my advert, and if they gave me a budget, literally what I would spend on that advert will actually kick me out of the business. So 40 days, 40 fintech is that moment in life where you're in darkness and then you have somebody showing up with a candle and saying, I'm going to amplify you.
40 Days 40 Fintechs is presented in proud partnership with Cross-Leg Technologies, Modus Box, Modular Foundation, and Level 1 Projects.